All right, so looks like we are live. Welcome, guys. I'll just take a second to share this everywhere. You have some couple of places to post. Gonna take a few seconds if you guys just join me now, and I do have to close the sound. Sorry about that. If you guys are joining me live now, let me know. Type something there, and yeah, I see. Okay, cool. So let me just share that over to the group. We can see it. Go. It's gonna be Friday. Forex trading. You. I'll take this here. If you guys are joining me now, if you want to share this live, go ahead. I really would appreciate a lot. You guys want to share it? Share it. It's gonna be cool. I see we have 2 people now, and I just need to share it one more time on the event. Here we go. On that one. This one right here. There we go. We are live. All right. So what's up, guys? So if you're joining me live right now, comment below. Let me know that you're there. I'll try to see all the comments. I know last time I missed a couple of comments, and now I have 2 screens, so I'll be able to check it out. Even 3, but we'll stick it to 2. If you guys are there, comment below. Let me know because I do wanna check this out. I'm looking at the comment this time. Last time I missed a couple, so we'll make sure that you guys get some value out of this. All right. I'll just put this here a little bit. Go. All right. So for today, as we always do on Fridays, we do Q&A. So today's gonna be a good Q&A, and I did put a post a couple of minutes before, asking you guys about questions. If you have any question, comment either on this post or in other posts I did before. I'll look at them, and I want to make sure that we deliver some value and then that we answer them correctly. And first thing I want to talk about is the online trading summit that we did so this week on Wednesday. Hey, what's up, Joan? Cool, awesome. So we did do a online trading summit on Wednesday, and I really want to thank you guys if you were there this week. If not, totally fine. I send the replay afterwards. You guys can check it out. But the point is that I love doing those trainings live, and I think it's great to talk live with people like that. And the thing I partially like the thing I like the most this time is to do this live trading, but also to go look at charts. So this time I went to see chart, and I was a little bit stressed because I didn't know what to expect. But I know the thing that I was talking about worked, and we ended up placing some trade, right? Just in the past, so sort of backtesting. But I really wanted to show live that we could pick a date, apply what we talked about in the trading summit, and basically get some good trades. And the trades that we looked at, right? We didn't look for a lot, but the trades we looked at were pretty good. Like a 5-hour trade. We had some like 2 losses, but we had a 5-hour trade and then a 4-hour trade. So that's pretty good. Pretty good reward on that. So the idea is that whenever you're gonna have a strong way to analyze the market, and that's what Joan was asking about. Whenever you have a strong way to analyze the market, it's gonna be pretty easy to look at any chart and be able to analyze. Now, I always start the same way. Okay, when I look at a chart, whatever I'm gonna do, I always do it the same way, and I look at what's called the market phase. Now, the market phase is really simple, but it's the thing that changed my trading the most. Okay, the thing that made the biggest impact or the biggest difference in my trading. So you guys probably saw a couple of articles. I did an article in a magazine about that, in the Forex Trader magazine. But the idea is that you want to look at whether the market is sideways or trending. And let me just see if I can. I'm just curious here. I'll just try to. I know you guys are probably going to see a black screen soon, but remove that one. I just want to see if it's possible for me to share my screen on this one. Sorry about the black screen. It's totally normal, totally expected. Video capture. Hmm. So let's say we try this thing here. Here we go. That's pretty cool. So I think, and confirm me if you guys see it correctly. I think you should see my screen in a couple of seconds. If it's the case, then awesome. Yeah, pretty good. You guys just let me know in the comment if you see the screen correctly. I see we have 9 people right now. That's pretty cool. What I want to try to do is I want to try to show you some charts. Because the question I was asked by Joan is, how do I look at charts? How do I analyze a daily chart when I trade? And it's an interesting topic. Put it here. All right. So you guys can just actualize that. You guys can let me know if you see the screen correctly. I have no way of telling it. And it should be fine. Let's see. Right now I see wrong thing. Oh, okay. I think you guys didn't have access to this. Try to figure it out here. So if you guys are able to see my screen, please let me know. If you are not able to see it, let me know too, because I want to try to fix that. Try about that. It's a little bit of practice. We do have some things to figure out. Okay, so right now I'm on Apple. I want to see Apple. I'll that out. Wonderful. I think it's working. You guys can possibly let me know. We have one here. Good. So the process I talked about in the online trading summit is really simple. And it's basically looking at the market phase. Now, usually, whenever you're going to look at a chart, you're going to be able to identify whether the market is sideways, trending, or whether whether it's consolidating or trending. Basically, that's the basic idea. Now, I'll just go back to a random date because I want to see. And what you want to do when you look at a chart like this is you want to try to figure out what's the market phase. So we'll look at it in detail. Add a comment here. Awesome. So Sergio is watching this live. He's gonna get back. There's a lot of things to watch. There's this and the replay of the online trading summit. So that's pretty good. I'm happy about that. So first thing we'll look at, and I'll identify it here. What is the market phase? Okay, we have 4 phases. We have the rise. There's an uptrend. We have the consolidation, the foundation, and the decline. It's simple. Now what I'll do is I'll identify the phases on this chart. First thing I see is this rise here. Okay, we have higher highs and higher lows. Now, if we're gonna be in this phase on any time frame, the only thing I look for is gonna be to trade on pullbacks. Whenever price pulls back to a certain level, I'll be looking to buy. Okay, that's the basic idea here. Now when price breaks outside this and we make a new low, okay, this is a new low compared to this low here, then I know that we changed the market phase. We're no longer in a trend, right? We're no longer in the rise. Now we're in what we call a decline. Or we have to confirm it, but with this low here, we are in a decline. We have this lower low here, and lower high. We are in what we call the decline. Now in the decline, the only thing I want to look for is to sell when we have retracement. So when price is gonna go downward, gonna retrace a little bit, I want to be able to sell there. Okay, that's the basic idea. Now, whatever I'm gonna trade on any time frame is gonna be selling here. I don't want to buy. There's no reason to buy. Okay, and I'll look for all these pullbacks here, either on this time frame or on different time frame. Yeah, I could look on a 1 hour chart, 5 hour chart, like whatever. And if I have a strong enough pullback, then strong enough retracement, then I'll take it then I can trade it in a daily chart. Okay, so that's the idea here. And then we just move forward. And I'll try to show you guys when the market phase changes. And here I'll start to think about, well, the trend is probably ending now. Why? Because we have two lows at the same level. Okay, so we don't make new lows anymore. So I'll start to see if we can have a range here. And what I'll find is that now we are in a new phase, which we call, sorry about that, which we call the foundation. Okay, so after a decline, we call this the foundation. We decline, now we make a base. It's like a foundation, like a house. You build a house on this. Okay, foundation. Now, I don't know what's going to happen after. Am I going to go in a decline again? Or is it going to be a rise? I have no idea. But in this foundation, the only thing I'm looking for are going to be reversal trades. So selling at the top, buying at the bottom. Or breakouts. Or breakdown, of course. Same thing. Okay? And you guys let me know if everything is clear here. If all makes sense. If you have any questions, go ahead, post them. I want to make sure that I see them. So we'll go ahead for this. Cool. So the only thing I'm looking for here is going to be reversals or breakouts. Okay? That's the only thing. I don't care about anything. I won't have any moving average here. It doesn't matter because moving averages are not relevant here. So let's see what happens. This is possibly a good place to take a reversal trade. Okay, so what we have here is a nice breakdown. Now the question is this breakdown strong enough? And based on simply this alone, I'll say yes. Now I do have some more measures to confirm it, some things that I look at to add some strength to the breakout. But because here of the trend, okay, because of the strong trend downward, and because we did make a strong break, I'll say yes, this is valid. Now it may retrace here. Okay, it's fine. It's fine, it may retrace. And I just have to remove this. But I'll say it's valid. Now I would put a stop loss above here. And take profit below that. We'll see. And I think we've been stopped out on this one. Yeah, definitely. Okay. But now I start to see, well, okay, I've been stopped out here. Fine. Now, what is the market phase now? Well, we have this high, this second high, and these low increasing. Okay, so it's kind of a rise, but we're not sure yet. We want to confirm, but we fail. Okay, we broke this. Now, what is the market phase now? It's a decline because we have this low, then we come to this low here. So always lower lows and lower highs. Now this is a perfect opportunity here to sell, right? Engulfing candle at a previous zone, previous support, now becomes resistance. Perfect opportunity to sell. And this is what we talked about when we talked about the online trading summit. Okay, it's good to have those trades, but now when do you close them? Okay, that's the question people had. And I'll tell you that I'm not going to close. This is a trend trade. Okay, so I'm looking to trade with the trend. So unless the trend is over, there's no reason for me to close the trade. Okay, no reason, absolutely no way I'm going to close the trade unless the trend ends. And I'll define that when we break the high. We're going to break the previous high. I know trend is probably ending or possibly ending, and I'll get out. But until that, there's no reason to get out. Okay, now we broke the high right here. So I would get out of that trade. And now what phase are we in? Well, we have this low, higher low, this high, and higher high. So we're in the rise. I'm looking to buy on pullbacks here, like this one. Now, if I were to have a trade like this, I would of course take some profit along the way, but I won't exit until we break that low. And now we broke the low. Now this is probably a decline. And we'll see. No, it's not a decline. Why? Because we have this low, lower low, yes, but the highs are the same. So now we're in, we could call it a consolidation, okay, between two levels. So now what I'll do is I'll wait for breakouts, breakdowns. We broke out above. Now I wouldn't be sure to take the trade here because I don't know what's the strength going to be of this breakout. I have some ways to confirm this, some things I look at, but for here I won't deep into that a lot. Now we're cleaning the rise. Okay, so we look to buy on pullbacks, and that's the only thing we care about. Here, a nice consolidation. Okay, you can look for buying when it breaks. And right there is what we call really a decline. See this high, lower, and this low right there. Okay, so decline. We're looking to sell on pullbacks. Sell on retracement if you want. And now here's the interesting part. Okay, if I'm gonna be here, I see we have 3 highs at the same level. Now, if I were in a sell trade from somewhere around here, there's no reason for me to exit here because we didn't break the high. Now, when we break the high, then I would exit the trade. Now, what phase is this? Okay, this was a rise here that we have, but now we're more in a decline. See how we have these things here. And this chart is a little bit messy, okay, because we change the market phase all the time. Now we're in the rise. We're still in the rise. Okay, so the interesting part here is going to be that if you're going to take a trade like here on a different time frame, when you confirm the rise, you want to buy, then you have like huge upside. And that's the interesting part. Same thing here, okay? When I say we're in a decline, you have this high, and this high. So always lower. Now, if you want to sell on this engulfing candle, good place to do it. You want to confirm with something else, then that's fine. And we've been subbed out. So this is not the best example here. But you want to get the idea. Okay, the idea is simple. Is that you identify the phase and you look only for that thing on different time frames. Now training this on a lower time frame would be perfect because you know that you're in a decline and you did have a movement here. Now here's the interesting part. We have this, and this. Okay, we always make newer lower lows. So lower lows here and lower highs. So this is a decline again. But yeah, and now we consolidate. Okay, see how this is consolidation. I'll wait for the breakout. There you go. If you wanted to sell here, okay, you sell on the breakout. That means you sell on the candlestick that breaks out. You want to confirm with something else? That's what I do. Put the stop loss a little bit in the range. Okay, of course. This is a little bit dangerous, probably a news. But then you just have to wait until the trend ends. That's the cool part. Now here we break the high, we exit the trade. So now the risk reward on this is really good. Okay. Basic idea. So you always want to think about what is the market phase? Is it trending? Is it sideways? And what is price doing? Okay. And the only thing you should think about is entering those trades that are giving you these that are consistent with the market phase. Okay, so if you're in a rise, don't try to sell on retracements. Okay, it doesn't make any sense. And if you're in a decline, don't try to buy the pullbacks or don't try to necessarily buy reversals. It might not work. Okay, so very important piece of advice here. And I'll just look at the question that we had. See, we did have some. Yeah, I didn't see those questions. Sorry about that, guys. So I'll just take a look. Okay. Yeah, that's funny because I didn't see those questions here. So those questions are on the event page. Great. Brian was asking, look for the face on a high time frame, then drop on a low time frame for entry. Yeah, sort of like that. Yeah. So one way to do it is basically the way I do it is I always look at the face on the daily chart. Okay, that's the only thing I care about, and then I may move to lower time frame to trade. Okay, if I'm gonna trade intraday, I'll definitely go on lower time frame to trade that. But that's the idea, yeah. And when you're looking at this, it's tough because we cannot go on lower time frame here. We would lose the chart, I think. Yeah, exactly. So we kind of lose the place where we're at. But yeah, on lower time frame, you'll have better entries, and you might keep your trade longer. So that's the cool part about this. Okay. So thanks, Brian, for the question. Uh, Pin bar reversal signal. Yeah, possibly. You have particular bias based on open price action, based on prior price action. Not necessarily. Well, it's gonna depend. Okay. So on price action, if I'll have like I'll just draw it here. It's gonna be simple. But if I have a big move up, and then we'll make an engulfing candle. So let's say it's and we had that pretty much today. So I'll just take a look on zero USD. This is on an intraday level though. So take a look at that. And yes, perfect example here that we had this morning. And I was actually taking a trade here that I took early in the London session. It's rare that I take trade at that time, but I was able to exit like with a small profit here when we broke the trend line. Now, what I'll tell you, Brian, for your question is, I'll just pick the video here once again. Yeah. So what we had is we had a huge rally up, okay, huge move up, and I need to move that. Yeah, so we had this huge move up, and then this bearish engulfing candle. Now, what I'll do is I'll compare. Well, is this significant compared to the movement we had before? And we did have some big candle. Like this is bigger, this one here is bigger, and this is pretty much the same. Okay, about the same. So is this significant here? Well, not really. After a huge rally like this, like 5 or 6 candlestick of rally, is this significant? Well, not really. And in fact, it was not really significant. Okay, it didn't make much sense to sell here because you made a breakout intraday. So first you broke out that level here, this level with the trend line, and then you had these huge candlesticks. So why would you want to sell? Okay, so yes, the price action prior to that is significant, and same thing like here. And I cannot say this is a very good example what I'll show you, but this morning we had this move here. And actually I'm thinking maybe there's a better example. Yeah, well, we'll see. Okay, so actually this example here is pretty good. So we made the low, we made the higher low here. We're still in the downtrend, but based on that strength, well, is it based on that big candlestick here? Is it a good idea to sell at the trend line? Because some people want to sell to expect price to go this way. Is it a good idea to sell after this big candlestick? Maybe not, right? Because you know this is strength. It shows you the buyers are in control. Yes, so you always want to be careful with that type of stuff. Now, if you look at here, you look at this bearish engulfing candle at the trend line. Well, how was the past? Like, what is this compared to the past? Well, we had some candlestick, but not that big compared to this one. Yes, so there's a huge difference here. There's a huge difference between this big candlestick and the candlesticks here. So this is more significant than selling, let's say, here. Okay, because you do have some pin bars, but are they significant compared to this big trend bar? Not really, right? So I hope this is clear, Brian. Let me know if you have any other question. And okay, I don't think there was other question. And I think Joan, you asked that question about how to analyze the daily chart. So maybe let me know if this is clear. I'll get back to the video right now in a second. In one, good. So I'm getting back to the video now. And guys, let me know if you have any other question, if you have anything you want to discuss or any specific topic. I'm pretty good to cover anything. I just had a call with a good friend of mine, Houston Trong, and we were talking about a lot of things. But one of them was a presentation I did at the meetup we have here in Montreal. And this is, by the way, something I'll include in the academy for Brian and other people there. Yeah, so we had a new guy recently. So I'll include that in the academy, the presentation it's going to be part of a playbook. And Brian was the one who proposed the idea of having a playbook where you have some strategies and stuff, some strategies that I trade, things I do, more specific to currency pairs and more specific to certain currency pairs. So I'm definitely working on that pretty hard, and I'll try to get it done before October 5th. So that's going to be Wednesday. And that's pretty much the goal with the academy, trying to release one new thing every 2 months. Takes time to do, of course, but having something new to get people involved. And I'm thinking about, this is something you guys can maybe discuss, and maybe you have an opinion on this. But I'm trying to get academy members to also contribute to this, because some people have good strategies that they trade, they like it, and they might be able to share it with other people. So it's not always about only me, but it's about other people, right? And I think what I really want to bring here and what I really want to share is how much this idea of being around other traders, whether that's online, but contributing with people online or offline, can really help a lot, right? It can make a huge difference when you trade. And yes, I'm gonna try to get this here. Cool. So yeah, it can make a huge difference to be around other traders, right? And that's the thing. That's what I want to try to bring in the academy. If you guys have any if you're in the academy, I know Brian, you are, a couple of other people watching this probably. If you have any suggestion on like what you would like to see or what you would like to have, totally let me know, and I'll do my best to deliver on that. But the playbook's going to be available. The playbook's going to be available next Wednesday, and I sit here, so it's going to be it's going to be there. I have no choice, and I really want to make sure that I bring some value to that thing. So what I'm planning to do is I'm planning to do a series on how to trade breakouts, because I trade breakout a lot. Okay, I do it intraday mostly, but you have to know what to look for in a breakout, and we just talked about it when we did the charts. Right, you have to know how to confirm the breakout, and I only have 3 plays that I look at. Okay, one of them is I call the first takeoff. Second one I call it the waterfall, and the third one I call it the struggle. Okay, and there's another one to confirm with the RSI, but you have to specify those things when you're gonna do a plan. And you guys probably see, that's interesting. I'll try to figure this out. So you guys probably see right there, okay, on the wall, right here. I have a checklist, and this checklist is available in the academy. Right, this is something that is really useful, but you guys should have this also, because you need to have some reminders sometimes. And what I did is I print price action sheet I have to make sure that I look at the price action patterns and that I know them by heart. Guess it's something I have. It's something really useful when you're wondering what to do or what to look for, and it really helped me. So those are things that I do and things that I implement. If you guys have any other question, post them here. I know it's pretty late. It took a long time to do this. I will have to go in a couple of minutes. For those of you guys who came to the online training summit, you probably know that you have a great opportunity to join right now the academy. Right, I made an offer that's pretty cool, I think, in my opinion. You get to join the academy for 1 year, so you have nothing to pay for a whole year, which is a lot, like 12 months. You can make a lot of progress in 12 months, and with that, you get to have a session with me, a one-on-one session, which I'm pretty flexible. I like to do those sessions because it's good to help people. So it's not only one, but I make myself available to help you out. And the last thing is the be on the podcast that I talked about. And this is interesting. I just wish I would have that when I started to trade. So for one interview, you'll get to be on my podcast, get to ask question with one of the guests. And I was supposed to have an interview with Tim Sykes today. Been canceled, rescheduled to next week. So if you guys end up joining the academy, you might be able to sit with me and Tim Sykes over a call to ask any question you have. So that's I think interesting. I wish I had that, and I wish I would have been able to talk with traders when I was starting out. Right, talk with other people. So if you guys want to join, you should have the link by email. Of course, that's not valid for you, Brian, and other people in the academy. Right, you're still there, but we'll do the best to bring you some value. We'll do the best to help you out with this. So I didn't see any other question. Did I? Just once again. Yeah. So another question is pretty good. Oh, I did have a couple of things here. Yeah. Couple of question by Brian again. Nice. Yeah, you need to be aware of the context all the time. You use a trailing stop or fixed stop? I use a fixed stop usually, but I'll move it myself. That's the basic idea. Is you have your stop, and if you're that's gonna depend, of course. But if you're gonna trend trade, it's really easy to move your stop just above the recent high, right? For example, or just above the recent low, depending on how if it's a buy or sell. But I like to move it myself, and it's a fixed stop. Uh, yeah, the playbook is gonna be available soon. And yeah, the patterns are really simple, right? You just have to always like what I can tell you, Brian, is that you always have to look for the difference between the highs and the lows. Okay, and I wish I had an example here, but I closed the chart. But basically, if you're gonna have like a huge distance between the highs and the lows, or between the like two lows and it's an uptrend, well, that's good. The trend is strong. But if you're gonna have a small distance, like if price start to have a big distance, then start to have a small distance between the highs and the lows, you know that the trend is decreasing in strength, and you know that the reversal is more likely. So that's why sometimes selling on a long downtrend is not the best way because the trend could be dying and you could just be selling when people are buying. So you want to be careful with how you look at this. And of course, take some practice, right? You have to look at charts, but over time, you get to identify this. You get to see the distance getting smaller and smaller until it just reverts, goes the opposite way. So yeah. All right. So once again, if you guys want to join the academy, it's still available. I'm still giving the whole bonuses to everyone in this group. If you want to join, if not, totally fine. But I just think this is some value and something that you can benefit from, and that's why I want to talk about it. The goal is not to promote necessarily, but just to help people be aware of it. So that's the thing. If you have any questions in the meantime, let me know. Book a call with me if you need to. Especially if you're in the academy, book a call if you want to discuss something, if you want to talk. I'll do my best to help you out. So on that note, I'll see you pretty soon. And who's the guest on Monday? Yeah, we have a good guest on Monday coming on the podcast. Adam Grimes, you'll see it. It's going to be a great one, I promise. And that's going to be a lot of value too. So check this out on Monday, and I'll see you pretty soon. Ciao.